black holocaust, I knew it was prophecy. 1,000 times worse than the Jewish atrocities. Uneven playing field, there'll never be a fair score. Cause in 1619, that's when they declared war. We the 12 tribes, the ones that the promise reaches.
Your family was, wait, what? Your family was vanished from where?
No. After the Native Americans had been there for like 30,000
Uh-huh.
my family was the next family.
Like 1690.
Ellis Island?
Virginia.
In Virginia. Oh, so,
Pilgrim.
yeah, you're pilgrims, right?
So it's all those bad things about, southern farmers and all that stuff.
Well, so what are you saying? Your ancestors came over here.
The other guys came from Sweden, so I'm absolutely.
Your ancestors came here from Europe, right? Well, I mean, we were filming. You're on camera when you walk down the street anyways.
He said I wouldn't be filmed.
We were filming the moment that before you got here. But anyways, let's go back to what you're saying. Your ancestors came here from Europe, right?
Correct.
And from where?
You go.
England.
From England and Sweden. Okay, so your ancestors were pretty much a guilty party, right?
Exactly.
That's right.
A guilty party of
Southern part.
the southern part of.
Ones that came from Virginia.
Exactly. So your ancestors were guilty of bring it out. I want you to say it. Slaughter, genocide, slavery.
Definitely some possibility. I don't know enough about it, but they were in the group of.
So your family were of the first arrival. That's what you're saying. Of the first arrival, right?
Pretty much.
It's funny because we were just talking about that the British man, pretty much the European man in general, crossed the salt just to slaughter people, right?
No, that's byproduct. They came here for opportunities, land, and money.
Opportunities, land, and money of land that was already being populated, right? So do you
It
think
wasn't necessarily open for business.
exactly? So it wasn't. So knowing this that this land was already populated, do you think that people were going to actually be all right with other people coming over here and populating? So they knew. So they knew that this land was already populated, and they brought what with them? Swords, right? Guns and swords. So they came here with an intention.
Bring it out.
You're fuzzy here. Most people in that time who were out adventuring and trying to find new land came with weapons because look around, people come with weapons today. Whether they do it.
But if they come to a land that's already populated,
One for protection and one for conquest. So they had two possible purposes.
protection and conquering.
Yes.
But okay, then let's look after the whole history of Europe.
That's right.
Right.
In this chat at the moment, I'm on your side. I don't feel good about history, and I don't want to be cornered. So I would like to
Okay, cool. No. So no. I understand. So you actually do feel kind of some way about what had happened to our people, right?
And it's still happening today.
Absolutely.
Here and in the Middle East.
So look, listen. We're talking about right here because we're talking about you're a descendant of the oppressor, and we're the descendants of the oppressed, right? And here we can talk about this right now because what's it called? Restorative judgment. I mean, restorative justice, right?
That's right.
So when we talk about restorative justice, something has to be done, right, to set things right. If we can go step forward from this, right?
Take their foot off the scale.
Perfect. The Bible talks about this, right? I don't want to go to Revelation 13 just yet. Okay, so do you feel guilty for anything that your ancestors has done?
I'm not responsible because I wasn't there, but I feel that we today have to look at everything.
But you benefit from what they did.
That's right.
We all benefit a little, some more than others. But I would like to say, and I'm trying to lead, that today, looking at every human, we want to look at them as a person.
But then that's not restorative justice, though.
You have to start somewhere. If
See,
I have
that's
no
typical,
freedom,
right?
I'm not
That
gonna
is
argue. I
typical,
wouldn't argue.
because that's not restorative justice, man. Restorative justice, something got to be set right before we step forward.
That's right.
Right?
I'm trying to say you start somewhere and then you take the second step. To make restorative judgment, I have to see you as a person.
Does the American government see black people as people right now?
Bring it out.
Does the American government see black people as people right now?
Some.
Some. Wait a minute. Is this something called a 3/5 compromise?
No.
Are we 3/5 of the human being right now? Are we 3/5 of the human being in the eyes of the government? Yes or no? Yes or no?
It's on
Is that
paper.
written in documentation? It hasn't been destroyed? So it's happening right now.
But what does the forefathers of America say? That the wisdom of the document should never be tampered, right?
That sucks.
Right? It's still there.
It hasn't been amended. Not in the treatment.
That's
Why are we
right.
getting killed by police every day? Why they create jails?
Bring it out.
Why they put us in slavery? They try to write laws about it.
I'm not here to argue.
Okay, so what have you done to set things right? You personally. What's your name, sir? What's your name?
I'm not going to.
Fine.
I'm trying to make friends with people. I'm not trying to start arguments. I've been supportive of everything you say because it's hostile for no reason.
Hostile.
For no reason.
Hostile.
Trying to-
Your ancestors were hostile.
That's right.
Your ancestors were hostile. I'm just speaking the truth, right?
Wow.
We speak the truth. You're speaking lies.
That's
You're
right.
hostile, man.
Bring it out.
See, these devils want to talk about being looking at somebody as a person after they had done everything. After they done slaughtered our ancestors, after they done raped our ancestors, after they done stole everything that they did, man.
That's right.
There's no restorative judgment and justice with that. Restorative justice calls to set things right and to step forward after that, man. Right? That's how truly justice is, right? That's what our ancestors practiced within themselves, right? That's what the Torah teaches, right? These devils have no restorative justice in them, man. Right?
Right.
We can all be friends now after we did everything we did. After we stole this land, after we did everything we want, after we did you dirty. Now let's be friends, right? Read.
Okay.
You said that picture. That picture.
Give me the precept right quick.
This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteousness dealings, in injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
What's going on, sis? You got a moment? You saw that image right there, right? How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, based on what you guys are preaching
Uh-huh.
and teaching, that image shouldn't be right there.
This image is actually, we're showing you, we put, you know who this person is?
They say that that's Jesus Christ, but I don't know. You know what I mean? So to me, when they describe them in the Bible, they don't not describe
Absolutely.
them
Go
like
to
this.
Revelation.
So I know that for a fact, but again,
And you go to Wisdom of Solomon.
I heard him saying something. He was talking to me and said something about a white devil, and I said, "What are you referring to?" He was saying the white man that was right here. I mean, if you guys are like preaching the gospel, why is it like so much hate toward that man? You know what I mean?
We didn't, listen, we were speaking facts about history. We were speaking facts about what his ancestors had done. Mind you, he said that his ancestors were the first arrivals here. He said his ancestors were of the first arrivals, and we started speaking facts about what had happened.
That's right.
When he first came over here, and he was still being a devil. A devil, I'm not talking about horns and a tail. Deceiver, right? That's what he was being.
That's
Give me
right.
that.
Book of Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. Right? 10. Salah. Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
So this is John the Revelator saying that, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. He's not talking about horns and a tail, because he said they were going to be thrown into prisons. No spiritual being is throwing nobody into a physical prison. This is talking about people right here. It's just saying people. And then at that time, it was talking about the Romans. And who was the Romans? White
That's
people.
right.
That's right.
Exactly. So that's who the devil
Yeah,
is.
I know the Bible. It's just that, like I said, I was talking to this gentleman here, some things that I question, but I was in my apartment from my food, and I was looking at you guys, and I see this guy right across the street, and I'm like, God, he must got something powerful, that he want to share with that gentleman across the street, because he ran across the street. So it was intriguing to me, and I wanted to sow into y'all ministry. I just wanted to see what you was preaching and what y'all was about, because sometimes some people be on the street, they just be talking.
Yeah,
That's right.
That makes sense.
That's
So
right.
I just wanted to see if I could kind of like even relate to what you preaching, because it's all the gospel, but again, I don't promote hate or anything like that either. So
I mean, God. Do you believe God hates?
I never been asked that question. I don't know. I don't know. I guess he does.
I want to address that first. Right? You give me Psalms 5 and 5.
Before y'all move on, and I also noticed that in this pandemic, social distancing is important. And none of you guys have a mask.
Because the Lord said He's going to protect His man regardless.
That's right.
Let me tell you.
So this is
3 years ago, I was diagnosed with having high blood pressure, right? And for a whole year, I didn't take my medicine because I said the Lord's going to heal me, right? Yeah. So my pastor said that, okay, the Lord, He's going to heal you, but you got to do your part, right? Again, I went to the doctor a year later to a follow-up, and they said, how's the medicine going? I said, oh, that's fine. She goes, are you really taking it? I go, yes, every day. She only gave me a 90-day supply. And she see that I didn't make a refill. But I didn't know that, right? Again, I believe that the Lord will protect us. I believe that the Lord, the higher power, however you want to use it, right? But again, we still got to do our part.
Can I ask you something? What was your diet when you were eating when you got high blood pressure?
Right.
It's hereditary, rest of my family.
No, I understand. Well, it takes. It's hereditary because my family, they have that problem also. But our ancestors, before we were actually eating certain things, and then during times of slavery and during times of subjugation, we started eating something else.
That's right.
Now I'll ask you to say this, because the Lord gave us a diet, what to eat and what not to eat, right? See, our people love eating chicharrones, right? They love eating pork.
That's
they love
right.
They love eating shrimp, lobster. But they told us that was something like a delicacy, and it's not, right? Pork is actually very, very, very. Okay, a cancer patient, what's the very first thing the doctor would strip from them from the diet? Pork.
That's right.
Pork. That's the very first thing that the doctor would take somebody from their diet if they were diagnosed with cancer. Why? Because that's a very it's a very, very bad animal to eat. First and foremost, the pig has no sweat pores, and he has a perpetual open sewage canal right here by his hoof, and that's how it excretes its toxins from the animal, right? Shrimp, we're not supposed to eat none of that, right? So that's why I asked you, what were you eating during that time, right? And were you practicing God's laws, the same laws that the Christian church teaches that it's abolished, that Christ abolished, where Christ totally says opposite, right? Now, precepts, anybody? What do you guys got? Read.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 34, verse 14. Whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear nor be afraid.
So, because we fear the Lord up here, right? So we should not be afraid. Read.
For he is his hope. Blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord.
Blessed is the soul that feareth the Lord. Read.
To whom doth he look? And who is his strength? Verse 16. For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him.
Because the eyes of the Lord is upon them that love him, right? And we already know loving the Lord according to the Bible is keeping His commandments,
Right.
keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments
Right.
that He presented to us through Moses, right? And the same laws that Christ taught, right? What do you got?
Keep reading it.
Read.
Verse 17. He raiseth up the soul, and lighteneth their eyes, and he giveth health, life, and blessing.
But it all pertains about us loving the Lord, right? The Lord doesn't want lip service; He wants action, right? True love, because love in the Hebrew is an action, right? In the Western mind frame that we were raised under, we were taught that love is an emotion, right? A chemical in the brain, right? An emotion. But in the Hebrew, it's an action, right? That's what love is. Now, you can give me the precepts on love? Oh yeah, hate. Give me that. Read.
Proverbs 6:16. These 6 things does the Lord hate.
So they're saying God hates.
Read out.
Yes, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood.
So God hates. That's going back to my initial question. Does God hate? God hates. He also hates people too.
That's right.
Right? Give me Psalms 5 and 5.
Psalms 5 and 5. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity.
See, he hates workers of iniquity. See, the Christian church teaches that he hates the sin, not the sinner. The Bible says that he hates workers of iniquity. What do you got? Read.
Book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written,
This is in the New Testament. Read.
Read out.
Jacob have I loved,
He said he loves Jacob. Read.
but Esau have I hated.
He quoted that from somewhere. He quoted that from Malachi. Give me that in Malachi. Read. And then I need that from Malachi because people will say, "No, he just hated Esau." Read.
Book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished.
Edom, just like the Lord changed Jacob's name into Israel, he changed Esau's name into Edom. Read.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord. They shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness,
Call them the border of wickedness.
the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever.
So we already provided you the precepts that God hates sinners, right? That's juxtaposed to God hates the sin, not the sinner. And we also showed you in the Old and New Testament that God hates people and he hates Esau. Now, who is Esau? I ask. Esau today is the white man.
That's right.
That's the so-called Caucasian, right? And we know that through history and prophecy, right? You know? So I wanted to touch on this image. Did you know that this image was prophesied in the Bible? Give me that in Wisdom of Solomon.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 15. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning.
A father was afflicted with untimely mourning. That is
Rodrigo?
that's Caesar Borgia, right? He's the son of Pope Alexander VI, Rodrigo Borgia, right? And as his son was dying, we're going to read this. Read.
When he hath made an image of his child soon taken away.
He was dying, right? He was dying, so he made an image of his child. Read.
Now honored him as a god.
Does the people honor this image as a god? Read.
Which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices.
People still today leaves little votive candles and all these sacrifices to this image. Read.
Thus in process of time, an ungodly custom growing strong.
So through a process of time, an ungodly custom, right? Because if you read before that, it says in the beginning of idols, and this is his idol, right? Now he's saying an ungodly custom was formed through this. Read.
Okay. Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom growing strong was kept as a law.
So this was kept as a law. When they came over here to the Americas, they were killing our ancestors. They didn't bow down to this image. By law, by the tip of the sword, if you didn't bow down to this image, you would get cut down. Read.
And graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
Pope Alexander, the Pope, everybody knows that the Pope of Rome is a king in his own right. Read.
Whom men could not honor in presence, because they dwelt far off. They took the counterfeit of his visage from far.
Took the counterfeit meaning the fake image of a visage of his face. Read.
And made an express image of a king whom they honored.
He's talking about the king, the man whom they even call Jesus Christ, real name Yahushai, Hamashiach in Hebrew, right? That's his real name in Hebrew, by the way. So read that again.
And made an express image of a king whom they honored, to the end that by this their forwardness they might flatter him that was absent, as if he were present.
So they were talking about flattering Rodrigo, his father, right? And also at the same time, they were thinking that they was actually teaching our ancestors that this was Christ and you were flattering him also. You know what I mean? Now, what do you got? Read.
First,
this is not something new either. They've always did this. Read.
First Maccabees 3:48, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
So this is something old. They've been doing this ever since the time of the Greeks, when they were subjugating the Jews in the land of Israel, under the time of Maccabees. So this is not something new. They've been doing this.
So what image? Do you have an image of what?
We can read it to you right down in the Bible. Read.
I mean, I've read it. I'm just saying what I read in the Bible doesn't really fit that picture of description.
That's right.
What do you have that's actually fitting the description of what you read in the Bible?
Oh, I mean, we can have one out here just for teaching purposes, but we try to not to pretty much stay under images. You know what I mean?
I understand that, but if you're doing this, should you have something for somebody like me to be able to say, oh yeah, that's looking more like what I'm hearing.
As a matter of fact.
You know what I mean? It's like, you got this right here to say, that's not it, but what is it? You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So you got, I'm just saying.
I got you.
And I'm not questioning what you're doing.
No problem. The Aztecs knew. The Aztecs knew, right? They knew that the Christ, that the real Messiah was a black man and he was crucified for them, right? Though they knew him as another name, as Quetzalcoatl, meaning feathered serpent, you know what I mean? And Kukulkan, the Mayans knew him as other names. So,
Black section of Rome.
Con.
so they know. They know that the Lord and Savior was a so-called black man, right?
That's right.
Yes, they know that. Now, precepts.
Well, I appreciate what y'all doing.
All right, no sweat,
So,
sis.
anyway, I got to go.
All right, we got our channels here on YouTube. If you have any questions, we got.
Your information on here. So
Yeah.
I gotta read this. I'm not doing it away.
Yeah, we got our phone numbers right there too. We got our YouTube channels right there, and you can look us up. Yeah, give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12, right?
Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And now Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
And that's what we're out here telling our people. What does the Lord require of you, man? Read.
But to fear the Lord thy God,
Fear God, man. You don't fear the white man. You don't fear of anything he tells you. Go buy toilet paper. Let me run and buy toilet paper. Nah, cover your face because you're going to catch a virus. Nah, man. You fear the Lord. Read.
to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
That's merely what we want, man. We just want our people, the black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child, to fear the Lord, to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Right?